Since he took office in September, Gloria aggressively worked at his promise to, quote, get the machinery of the government functioning again and rebuild confidence in the city and its leaders. With under a month left in his term, the interim mayor delivered an ambitious State of the City address and led the city council to approve a new infrastructure improvement program. Now he's preparing to transition back to his job as city council president and District 3 representative after the mayoral runoff election on February 11th. Interim Mayor Todd Gloria, welcome back to Evening Edition.
Thank you.
Now, you're among several politicians who turned campaign contributions in from one of the men accused in funneling money from a Mexican businessman into local campaigns. Do you have any reason to believe that the source of that money that you gave back came from Mexican billionaire Jose Azano?
No, I don't. But out of an abundance of caution and wanting to make sure that we don't just follow the law, but the spirit of the law, we returned those funds immediately within about a half an hour of me finding out about the whole thing. My reputation is too important to me, so I don't care even if the contribution was legal. I don't want that.
And the federal government has not, investigators has not contacted you, I understand.
No, they have not.
I see. What kind of impact do you think the illegal campaign contribution scandal could have on moving forward with city business, if any?
Well, I don't think it's about the city. I think it's about our national system, one where we've seen the Citizens United cases allows for this unlimited, unregulated funding to come to campaigns that are really absent candidate control even. I think this just underlines why a constitutional amendment repealing Citizens United is necessary, and I would hope that at some point Congress would see fit to do that.
And coming back to the city, you set some ambitious goals that have been described as a to-do list for the mayor, like ending downtown homelessness by 2016 and 100% reliance on sustainable energy by 2035. Why did you set these goals for the next mayor?
Well, it's not for the next mayor. It's for myself as well. When I'm done with this job, I go back to being the council president. I'll be there to help the next mayor accomplish some of these things. But, I believe we shouldn't be content with just being a fine city. I think we should be a great city. And in order to do that, we have to make more aggressive funding in our infrastructure. We can't have thousands of people sleeping on our streets, and we should be a leader when it comes to sustainability. And I want us to make those efforts, and I'm going to be there until 2016 working hard to make that so.
And another effort you made was proposing San Diego boost the minimum wage. How much would you like to see the minimum wage increase, and do you think there's enough support on the council for this initiative?
I'd like to see us get to a point where folks who work full-time can afford to live in this city. That's what the problem is currently, is that we're such a high cost of living city that we see people are struggling. And the answer is, Peggy, is they come to the city and ask for subsidized housing that's paid for by taxpayers. So I'd like to see working folks be able to make it in the city. We can't be a great city with just the very wealthy and the very poor. I'm open to suggestions from economists and from others on what that right figure should be. But when we figure it out, hopefully in a collaborative effort, we'll put it to the voters this November and we'll pass it.
And on a personal note, are you concerned that some of the work you've done as interim mayor, let's say like the funding of the infrastructure repairs or things that are kind of near and dear to your heart, do you think they can be undone by the new administration, and are you worried about that?
I'm not concerned about that because most of the initiatives I put forward have been supported by both of the candidates running for mayor. And frankly, I've tried to stick with the things I think make sense. Increasing our road repair budget was something that made sense. Improving the function of our government through a management reorganization made sense to do. So these are not things I believe the next mayor will undo. And again, I'll be there to help the next mayor make sure that we find other innovative things to do for the city so that we're giving a better return to our taxpayers.
So the election is February 11th for the new mayor. When do you then return to your role as city council president?
Our best guess at this point is somewhere around about March 4th. What we have to do is count all the ballots, certify the election, and then seat the new mayor. That's a very public process with particular timelines, and so we think it'll be about March 4th.
And what's first on your agenda as council president?
Well, if I may, I'd like to take a quick vacation, if there's nothing else, to clean my house because I've been a little busy wearing these three hats. But I'll go back, and I really want to aggressively pursue this homelessness issue, the climate action plan I've proposed, and a number of other things. I got a lot of time still on the council, and I want to make them useful. And I want to thank the people of District 3 for voting me into office so that I can do some of that work. We're going to leave this city better than I found it, and that's the objective.
You've heard a lot of people say they wish you had run for mayor, and there's some speculation you may even have some bigger political ambitions. Is there any political career path that you'd like to tell us about beyond San Diego?
No, I'd like someone to tell me. This wasn't done with imagination. I didn't run for mayor because you needed a full-time mayor. You didn't need a part-time mayor that was also running for office. The mess was enormous. The challenge was great. I think we've tackled those issues well and created a situation so the next mayor can look forward and not look back. And I'll be there as a council president until 2016. And then after that, I don't know, but I know that I'll be here in San Diego because it's my hometown. It's the place I love.
All right, Interim Mayor Todd Gloria, thanks once again for your candid conversation with us.
Thanks, Peggy.